I can't say it completely replicates it because nothing replicates season's beatings. It really doesn't. For those of you who are in the chat, I hope that you got the chance to either to have seen that or to have attended it. But playing in that tournament really is something else. You know, to this day, it's still my favorite tournament, season's beatings. But it's giving me this tournament is season's beatings vibes. You know, everybody for the most part is competent to really good. People come here with the game plan, and they're more aggressive now, and you pay dearly for mistakes. Yeah, it's a lot of killers. Yeah, the vibes. You know, again, I think this tournament is really, really cool, really good. It's definitely giving a resurgence of some sort, but not a resurgence of just, you know, I'm not necessarily like a minor resurgence per se. It's a strong resurgence within the concentrated field of players is what I'm saying. So you don't have like, I think like 50 people joined or something, 40 to 50. You don't have only like 3 to 5 strong people or 10 strong people and the rest are just, you know, like fillers. A lot of people in this bracket are very, very competent, you know. It's just obviously only so many people are going to get top 8. It's just how it goes. But that's what was kind of happening in season's beatings. You know, you had a bracket of 50 to 70 people depending on the year, and everybody was a threat. Every match, no matter if it was stream or Station 1, Station 3, every match was hella good. You had Chunksta, you know, versus Mood Viper in Station 2. You had Potter versus Justin in Station 3, right? You had me and Sanford in Station 4. Like, it's just, you know, Yikes versus Desmond or whatever. Yeah, I agree with the fact that, you know, Preppy being part of it legitimizes it as well, because Preppy is an OG. You know, we put in a lot of time into this. Seattle certainly, you know, a legendary place for Marvel 2. I mean, so we kind of have a piece of that, right? I can't say it exactly duplicates it. It's hard for anything to ever duplicate season's beatings, but Fight Kingdom has got its own flavor, its own take on this. It's pretty sick, I gotta say. It's pretty cool, especially since these people play till 3, 4 in the morning. They're gonna kick us out of here, right? In about an hour, meaning from the 2nd floor. But then people are gonna keep it going in the lobby. Regular people, when I mean regular people, like that are just staying in the hotel, right? They're coming into the lobby 1, 2 in the morning, and they have the craziest, most confused look on their face. What are these nerd gamers doing? What is this? Are they playing Call of Duty with fighting game characters? How was the pizza in NorCal? Some good spots. But, you know, in general, I think I'd like to say that NorCal is kind of overrated. I don't understand why the rent is $1 million a month, though of course that's happening in a lot of places in the country. But if it's, you know, New York, I can understand it. I can understand why New York is kind of crazy, even though it's still ridiculous, right? It's unreasonably ridiculous. But like why? Why NorCal? Like San Francisco is it's okay, it's decent. San Jose is cool, but there's no, like, I don't know, man. Because of the pizza. Maybe it's because I don't indulge in certain things. They say that NorCal is the best in the world when it comes to certain things you can put in if you indulge in certain things, let's just say. Because of the pizza. I don't know, man. You bet on me on every game and you made money? Damn it, dude. That sucks. Okay, Rises, how much Monopoly money? $10 piece nugget? Wow. Well, thank you. Wow, for your generosity. How much Monopoly money did you make, Blackheart Rises? Did you make a bill or more? Be honest. 70? All right. Cool little 70 Monopoly. All right. Ironic right away. The other side, on the receiving end right away. Yeah, bro. So this is like some people's side hustle. Like this is like Marvel. Like they have a schedule, right? Like, oh, this gathering, this tournament. You know, my odds of winning are 75, 80%. So that means in the long run, at the end of the month, I should make an extra $200-300. That takes care of like 2 little bills. You know, that's not so bad. It's crazy. Tax-free? Well, if it's Monopoly, right? If it's Monopoly, then I suppose. I want to play. I kind of want to play. Like, it's only 8 p.m. too. Oh no. 8. Oh, well, I mean it's behind. 11, 18. Yeah, I want to play. Is there anybody specific you want to play? Necessarily not. I mean, Ken. It's always, you know, I like to play against whoever's on top and see what I can do. But realistically, right? I mean, Ken is pretty active in several ways in this community, and I can do. I'll do my best to do what I can with the tools I have, right, from back in the day. It's a tough matchup, but the Tom and Jerry, you know, against Ken is exhilarating. So. Hey, Kels, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? I won Marvel 3, Kels. Woo! Well, I am done with tournaments. You know, I am done with tournaments. I was only supposed, I mean, they got me out here to come out and commentate top 8. But now I can't commentate top 8 unless you got, I mean, I always rather play. I always rather play if you know, if I'm in top 8, I'd rather play than commentate top 8. So you guys are going to get a different, you know, I was going to commentate tomorrow. Especially since the bracket, you know, the bracket predicted that I was gonna go 0-2, and I'm like, damn, even ChatGG thinks I suck now. Oh, all right, I got you. So you guys will have you know, a brand new set of commentators. Yeah, the chat, whatever it's called, the tournament program. I lost to somebody. I lost to Shagundo, and then immediately lost to whoever. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally done with tournaments. You know, I think my last stellar performance was probably not the Clockwork match, because there was still one more match that I did against Josh 360. It was a really, really, really cool match. If you guys haven't seen that, it's high octane, high level. I suggest you guys you type in final round Neo Josh. That's one of my favorite matches. Win or lose, it was, you know, it's high level, high octane. Again, Tom versus Jerry. He hits me, I'm dead, type of thing. I think that might have been my last like good performance. My performance this weekend was okay. It wasn't anything special. Roundhouse and AndyMSP tied. Roundhouse bodied him the first set, and then Andy came back the second set. Guess we'll use this time as a little QA, not just about me, about anybody, about anything. Also, that tournament Havad Khan did. Well, that was before. I mean, that was before the Clockwork match. I think that was before the Sumighty match too. Those were my last, 3 performances. But it was about yeah, because that was against Schmidt. That one counted. The winners finals and the grand finals were against a very lethal Chris Schmidt. So those count. Yeah, he's wearing the Serbot beanie against me. He does really, really, really well in the set. He was extremely lethal. This Marvel, man, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, that was a good year. I think the 2010 was the season's beatings, and I think that the tournament that Harad made was cool. That's full of killers. Chunksta was in it too. Now that it's coming back to me. Chunksta was in it. Chris was in it. Some other killers. Oh, Yipes was in it. That's true. I mean, I'm not used to like really seeing Yipes, the Marvel 2 scene much anymore. So but yeah, that's true. Yipes was in that too. Oh, thank God. Oh. Well, one of the MSPs was going to get through. Either him or Schmidt was going to get through the grand finals, right? So. Yeah, see, it was a gnarly tournament. He lost to Chunksta and Schmidt. Yeah, I mean, it was like a very, very. It was like a half bracket of death of season's beatings, the tournament of champions that he made. How would you say time has changed them similarly, and how are they different? It's very, very, very funny. Both have moved away from proper decision making. I was talking about this earlier. But even Marvel 3, it has moved away from repolishing your decision making and not IQ as a human being, though sometimes they do tend to correlate, but increasing your odds by better decision making. That they've steered away from that, and they're focusing on tech. They're focusing on having a Ferrari that can do 300 miles a second, but it's tough for them to know where they need to go. It's tough for them to maneuver the car, so to speak. So, they'll give you an extra chance to live. They'll reset when they don't need to. In Marvel 2, they'll DHC and spend resources that they shouldn't have. But, their tech is so deadly that it's starting to, that it kind of camouflages it. You don't agree with it? I mean, it's a correct analogy. I mean, it is actually a very correct analogy. You can have the fastest car in the world. If you don't know how to maneuver it, or if you don't have the proper decision making as to where to turn, where to brake, it doesn't matter how fast your car is. You can have the best cleats in the world, $1,000 cleats, but if you don't know how to dribble the ball correctly, you're not going to see much playing time. Yeah, the trend is moving that way. I think it has to do also with like this generation of people that are playing just games in general. Look at what happened to Street Fighter, right? It used to be very footsie oriented. They used to reward spacing and punish you for bad decisions. It punished you for not saving your resources appropriately, for not having correct spacing, and it rewarded you if you systematically broke down your opponent, scientifically broke down your opponent. There's always been BS in fighting games, don't get me wrong, but the older games were it's as if they were really conscious about the fact that if you develop hard fundamentals and proper decision making, you were going to get rewarded. That is certainly not the case anymore. There's a reason why the learning curve in a lot of these classic golden era fighting games are so difficult to break. You kept seeing the same, 8 to 20 people, 15 people in top 8 almost every single time. They don't want that right now because it's going to obviously discourage players, right? They want this to grow. So how do you get people to attend events and increase the player base if only 8 to 20 people are winning all the tournaments. People are going to get discouraged, right? And they're not going to spend their resources, time, energy, efforts, buy the apparel, buy the stuff. You make the game easier. You reward somebody who didn't make proper decisions. You reward somebody who got hit 4 or 5 times, and now they got they got a tool, a comeback tool that can save them at the very end, right? Everybody got a chance to win now. Yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, you're only gonna get so far, in Marvel 2. There's a bit more flexibility right now because again, they figured out a way to break the mold a bit with these extremely crazy one-hit kills. But even then, most often for you to find the hit, if you got if you forego proper decision making, then it's in my opinion, it just gets it's harder in the long run. Well, I don't know. Balance has been the word that has been used to excuse, really trying to master a game because now they'll just patch it. Okay. So, there's arguments for and against it. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Sure, the game becomes more manageable, and again, people are less likely to get discouraged, which is part of the goal, right? At least outside of Marvel 2, part of the goal for esports in general is to have a higher player base so that this thing gets out there more and more people join and so on and so forth. But Marvel 2 is very special because it's an extremely difficult game, to compete at. A lot of heartache, a lot of one single missed input could be your death. It's really tough to clear a 2-level gap, meaning that if you're at a level 8, a level 6, maybe in a 2 out of 3 might be able to get you, but in a 1st to 5, 1st to 7, a level 6 should not. The person who's at a level 8 will win 90% of the time. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, Battletoads, all those games were hard, right? But I mean, nowadays it would be impermissible. Imagine a Battletoads, the amount of outrage that would be in the gaming community. Imagine the TikTok we would see about calling that game stupid and unrealistic. Yeah, I mean, again, every game has tools to help you, but this game is very, very hard to substitute the fundamentals that you need to get you far. Some of these players have been able to somewhat camouflage that and get by, but the majority of the time, in the long run, you can beat the casino here and there every now and again, but the house wins, right? And by that I mean the higher, the better level decision making should always, not always, but most of the time should come out on top. Having said that, it's not all just criticism. Having said that, there's a lot of cool and interesting things about this era. Right? It's fun to watch people sometimes just scramble it out. I was talking about that earlier. There's more variance in teams. Iron Man finally got his proper turn, right? Iron Man is much more present now, much scarier. You know, arguably, Thrill's team, although it needs to be in his hands, of course, but is the most deadly, right? Is the most deadly Iron Man team. So it's an argument. Could still be combo fiend. Who knows? Ooze. U-U-U-U-Z. Ooze. No, that's Uz. It's O. It's O. It's O. No. Ooh. Yeah, like oozing confidence. Ooze. Ooh. But you just stop at the Z. Ooze. Yeah, it's nerve-wracking out here. People got one-touch kills now. Like, true. It's not just Dina, you know. Like, I give a lot of props to Manny, man. Manny Fresh. I mean, bro, like, to take on this game from scratch, I think 2 or 3 years ago, Jesus. He chose, what a game he chose to try to get good at, bro. And he's doing well, you know, for the time that he's been playing, but this is one of the toughest mountains to climb, this stupid game is. Ooh. Look at that. Like, what human being can just keep blocking that? Eventually you're going to get hit by these triangle jumps. What the hell? What's going on? What's going on? Blackheart Iron Man Sentinel? I mean, that can kind of work sometimes, I guess. Rank Doom? Doom moved up a little bit, right? Because he's more present with Iron Man lately, and with Cable in some of these teams. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, I was trying not to get hit, because if I get hit, I die. I know how math is. Well, I mean, Doom moved up into a higher tier. I think he used to be just plain mid-tier. I think he's upper mid-tier now. I don't think he's top tier. He didn't break that mold, but he's upper mid-tier now. You know, he's serviceable, and obviously one of the best assists for some of these teams. But Doom, you know, Doom's is not in the top 5. Well, I mean, the fundamental theory, right, of combat altogether, of just combat, whether it be a sport or this, is to hit and not get hit. That's it, right? Soccer, score, don't get scored. Same thing with basketball, whatever. But you can get there different ways. It just so happens that nowadays scrambling is a big part of it. I personally hate it. You know, I don't like it. Yeah, that's another thing too. See, like what Tree Fitty said. I don't. It's part of the culture, you know. People are more. It's not like it used to be. Like people give each other hugs and fist bumps, and I mean, it's cool. But certainly you lose a bit of the competitive savagery, right? You do that at the end, you know, when it's over. I think it takes away from your killer instinct. Maybe not the entire killer instinct, but you definitely lose some of it, because acknowledgement of the other person's prowess against you takes away from your focus, right? Ooze. What are some of the most effective tools for managing situations to prevent ending up in the scrambles in the first place? You look at the characters that are oriented in Rushdown, right? So you got your Magnetos, now you got Iron Mans backed up with good assists that can approach you and kill you with one hit. You want to keep them in what's called a box. a box where you're not too far away, because if you're too far away, you can only deal so much damage. So for example, with Sentinel, you can't, you want to keep them pretty much at a frying pan's distance, not too far away, but at a proper zoning distance where you can still touch them with a frying pan. And when they advance towards you, you go back and maintain the same box, so to speak, the same. Giving you guys the good stuff right now, okay? I'm not supposed to be giving this away, but you want to keep them at basically at a Sentinel arm's length, and lasers, and if you super jump just enough so that if you super jump and do a low kick, you can catch them with a fast fly. If you're full screen doesn't give you the benefit of that. Full screen, if you super jump low kick, you're not gonna. I call it fishing. If you're fishing, you're not gonna catch anything. Most often, and you're gonna give them a chance to approach. If you're full screen, they can just normal jump forward, but you can check them with a frying pan. If they're that, if you're not full screen, if you're somewhere within a box's distance, that's what you want to do. But better, easier said than done. It's really tough to not get touched in this game, especially nowadays. See, this kind of stuff I don't mind, like spiral traps, because you get a chance to play. You some of these other things, Iron Man touches you, Magneto touches you, your character, you might not see your next character, let alone if they one-hit kill you 300%. But this type of thing, for me, is less stressful, the dancing swords, because even if you get hit here and there, clip here and there, you still have a chance, Yeah, see, like that. Magneto's still alive. He can still be a threat later on. Ooh. Oh, my God. When's the last time Duck bodied me? Maybe a year and a half ago. It wasn't that bad. It was like 10-6 him. 10-5, 10-6. Well, actually, to be fair, yeah. Actually, it was when I was preparing for the Amir match. I beat him 10-5, but he was using 10-4. But he was using his. He's using another team. His team, his secondary team. I forget which character he substitutes out, but it wasn't his real team. When we played his real team, back then it was like 10-7 him, 10-6 him. So I lost to Doug. Ooh. First to 10. Oh, that's a good one. Roundhouse or World, man, dude. I hope we get that, guys. That alone would be worth the trip, because during the set, before, during, and after the set, there would just be so much sodium flowing through the halls of this hotel that people that don't know what Marvel is are going to feel it. I really hope we get that. I think it would be really close. I think it would be like 10-7, 10-8, either way. It seems that World right now has, some sort of advantage, but it that's something that can go either way, in my opinion. It's like who's playing better, in that set, I think. Was it to try and counter pick you, but not knowing the counter pick as well as the real shit, or trying something new? When was the last time you played Doug? Oh. No, I think Doug, also just wants to try other things. Obviously, he knows he's mastered his team, or maybe not mastered it completely, because his Sentinel has gotten better, but it still needs a little bit more polishing to be at a high level. Duck's Sentinel is at an upper mid-tier level, but obviously, his other two characters are extremely maxed out, and his team synergy is extremely maxed out. His Sentinel got a lot better, but it still needs polishing, so he hasn't mastered the team quite yet, in my opinion. Doesn't matter though, his full understanding of the team composite is, above a 9. The chemistry, the way everything works, so it's extremely tough to beat him. Like, I really don't see anybody beating him. I think him and Ken trade. Maybe Ken beats him a little more. I don't know the exact results, but I mean, Duck tends to win wherever he goes. World does drop less, I think, but at the same time, he has to work harder because of Dr. Doom, whereas as Roundhouse has, you know, 3-point characters, right, so to speak, 3 characters. None of them are purely assist characters, so there's more opportunities for him from different angles. Yeah, no, absolutely. Most of the time that Doug plays, he's winning because his understanding of spacing, of defense, of resources above all, his understanding of how to utilize resources correctly, and take away more than anything, you know, a high-level secret here. It's how to disarm your opponents, how to take away the tools they have, you know, minimize their access to them. Duck understands that concept semi-perfectly. You know? If you can disarm your, like, if you can take away tools from your opponents, then by default that's almost half the battle. But you know, it's not an easy. That's not an easy concept. Especially when you get, you know, when they can hit you once and you die. Ooh. All right, guys, so we are getting kicked out of here. Hopefully I didn't babble too much. Happy to talk to you guys. I'm a little bit tired, you know, from the day's labor. But this is only for the stream up here. Best believe, right, that these degenerates are going to set up another stream downstairs for all the after-hour money matches. You know, of course, with Monopoly money, of course. But, yeah, they're going to have another stream downstairs and probably go to 7 a.m. And not to mention top 8 tomorrow, right? Don't forget Marvel lethal, ridiculously high-level top 8. Well, ridiculously execution high-level top 8 as tomorrow. And there I will be taking up space in top 8, up back with Sentinel, praying that I get away. Thriller streaming, Neo, please go commentate. You guys wanted me to continue to ramble and reminisce about 2010, about when I was good. Now I'm just okay, or maybe even worse. That's, you know, that's crazy. I wonder if the wow, that's interesting. Yeah, no, never mind. I was about to say, hey, imagine if the TO hits me up afterwards. He goes, hey, we have to talk about, you know, your package deal that we agreed to because you didn't commentate. We originally I flew you out here to commentate. The hell is this? I end up losing more money even though I made top 8. Oh my God, that'll be hilarious. That'll be hella hilarious. I should have just lost. I end up being even more in the red. Oh my God. You know what I can do? Yeah. If I'm downstairs and I'm trying to play people, you know, but if nobody really wants to play like that, then I can put you guys on for stories, like funny stories, classic stories from back in the days. Not even about me, just like things that I saw. Some of the files. Ooh. Oh. 9-4. Cable Guy height. Cable Guy is one of the funniest characters. Not funniest persons, characters, meaning not that he makes the best jokes. His mannerisms and the way he moves and the way the decisions that he makes, my God, bro, it's for better or for worse. That guy is hilarious to be around. He's the type, right? Shout out to Cable Guy. He's the type that everybody, all your boys, all the homeboys will be at the roulette table, and everybody betting on black. Everybody and their mom betting on black. And it's for a lot of monopoly money. You know, you got 500 to 1K, all powers combined in black, nothing's in red. He'd be the type that when they're rolling the ball, he'll come through at the last second and put $10 on red. It'll hit red. Everybody is salty. Everybody's just hearing the cereal bowl of all the chips going into the hole. You know, you guys know that sound. And Cable Guy will be celebrating the $10 out loud. Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking. And everybody looking at him like they want to kill. That's Cable Guy. Cable Guy will roll a 4, 5, 6 in CeeLo. If you guys know CeeLo, you guys want to know what I'm talking about. Cable Guy will roll a 4, 5, 6 in CeeLo and look around and ask if he won. He doesn't know what's going on. That's Cable Guy. Hey, all right. You got one of those. All right. Woo, that's legit. Congrats, bro. Congrats. All right, man. All right. Bro, Cable Guy is I had so many like little story, and I didn't even interact. I don't know Steven that well. You know, we've interacted a little bit here and there, but the few times I've been around Cable Guy, there's always like some sort of story from Cable Guy. But I got most of these guys, you know, pleasant stories, but questionable stories, like interesting stories, like, you know, how did that idea get through? Is one of my quotes when with some of the behaviors from these fine gentlemen. Really? That idea made it through the brain? All right. And so it seems we're about to conclude the festivities up here, but we'll continue them down there. Not sure how good that sounded, but everybody about to go downstairs. Video. Oh my God, Video. I have a story about him, and oh my God, with what's his name, Sirbot. Video. This will be my last little story before we go. Yeah. So we're in wrap-up time, so I'm going to give you guys one last little gem before we go here. Hopefully it makes you guys chuckle. But at Texas Showdown, I don't know if certain drinks may have been in play for Sirbot. You know, not saying anything bad, but he was definitely feeling it, and he had this horn. You know, he this loudspeaker, this horn that he kept. Yeah. Just give me one more minute.